Alright, we are asked to add by first simplifying each radical and then combining any like radical terms. To simplify these first off, if you want to add or subtract radicals, they have to be exactly the same. So these two clearly aren't the same to start, and if you're going to add or subtract fractions, your denominators have to be the same. So we've got a little ways to go here. This first radical, we can clean it up a little. The square root of 64 is 8. This 5 is still trapped under the radical. The only way to get out from under the radical is to be a perfect square, or another way to say that's to have two of a kind. Here's our plus sign, and then square root of 16 is 4, and this radical 5 is, the 5 is still trapped under the radicals, sort of the way I say it. Well, now we need common denominators. And don't be thrown just because there's a radical sign. We basically proceed the way we have in the past. You look for your least common denominator. It's going to be an 8. If this denominator is already an 8, I don't have to change anything. I just keep radical 5. This denominator is a 4, and I want it to become an 8. So to get there, I'm going to have to multiply by 2. But if I only multiply the denominator, that'll change the value of the fraction. So I multiply the numerator by the same thing. And that way, I'm multiplying by 2 over 2, which is 1. And if you multiply something by 1, you don't change its value. 2 over 2 might be a strange looking 1, but it is a 1 nonetheless. Okay? Now I have common denominators. I have the exact same thing under the radical, so I can add these. And don't forget, if nothing's in front of the radical sign, just like parentheses or a variable, there's a 1 sitting there. Okay? So when we add these, our common denominator is 8. 1 plus 2 is 3. And radical 5 just comes along for the ride.